Hello and welcome back to Life by Design. I'm Karen Kolenovich with healinginbloom.com, and today's topic is resistance. And we're going to look at it in terms of the consequences of resistance as well as the benefits. Now, we often hear of resistance. When you feel so stuck, it feels as if you're walking through molasses, wearing heavy boots, and just not getting to that destination that you want to arrive to. So for a lot of people, it's a long-term goal that they've had for many, many years that they just haven't taken action on. And for other people, it's something more immediate, maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, where they know exactly what to do, and then they find that they're just not taking those steps. So obviously, the consequences are very apparent, right? So say someone wants to complete a book. They've been working on a book for a long time and they just are almost at the end and cannot seem to finish it. Okay, so that type of resistance, there's an obvious consequence of not completing it, of not fulfilling your purpose in getting your message out to the world. Those are all very real consequences. And that's usually the part that people are very aware of. It's the other part, which is the benefits. What are the false benefits? Now, this is something that requires a little bit of digging and a little bit of looking beneath the surface to identify what are those hidden barriers that are actually sitting in plain sight. Okay, so let's look again at the example of someone who wants to complete a book. So they're not taking the actions, they're feeling that frustration, they're feeling stuck. Those are the consequences. They're negative, they don't feel good. And then there's that other part, and this is the information that you need to actually move you forward. And these are the false benefits. There is always a reward for the choices that you make. So even if it seems like you're taking an action or you're not taking an action, and it's actually not something that you want in terms of results, then what is that false benefit that is keeping you in that behavior? Okay, so again, looking at that book example, the consequences are there, the false benefits. Okay, let's look a little bit deeper. Why might a person want to not complete the book? What are the false benefits of that? And we're talking about the ego part of yourself, the part of you that needs approval, the part of you that has that fear element, the part of you that wants to protect yourself. So those false benefits could look like, well, if I don't put my book out there, if I don't complete my book, then I don't have to worry about what other people are going to think of me. That is a benefit. Now, it's a false benefit because it's actually keeping you from doing what you actually want to do. So it's not a true benefit. But when we think about the unconscious mind and what motivates us to move forward or to stay exactly where we are, this type of false benefit is exactly where people find that they're stuck. There's a contradiction between what they want and what they're actually getting. So the example of the fear of judgment in someone who wants to complete a book, there's that. Another example could be, well, if I put my story out there, then I'm going to feel really vulnerable. And so not putting my story out there allows me to feel safe. Now, it is a false sense of safety in that you're not actually protecting yourself from anything because nothing has actually happened. This is something that is created in your mind because it's an unfamiliar place that you would actually need to expand into in order to create that book, complete it, put it out there. So right now, wherever you are, whatever result that you have in mind, if you're in that in-between place and you notice that you're experiencing resistance, which can sometimes look like self-sabotage, then the best thing to do is look what is underneath the surface. What is the part of you that is benefiting from not completing whatever actions that you need to take? It is those false benefits that continue to keep you where you are. Another good example is if somebody wants to lose weight. Okay, we always hear these examples, but I use it because it's very tangible. So if someone wants to lose weight and they know they want to be more physically active and they want to make healthier choices with the food that they eat. Okay, so those are two things they know they need to do. It sounds fairly easy, but then they find themselves snacking on Cheetos or cookies and not exercising, and instead maybe sitting in front of the TV and binge watching their favorite series for hours and hours and feeling almost like a failure, you know, feeling really frustrated with themselves for not taking those actions when they know full well exactly what to do. What are the false benefits of those types of behaviors? So looking at that example, it could be, well, it feels really good to eat Cheetos. Like, I love Cheetos, I love cookies. It's just such a pleasurable experience in the moment to indulge and eat that food. And that is a false benefit because it's actually working against what my goal is. So those are two examples that illustrate the consequences that are obvious, and then those hidden benefits that if we're honest with ourselves 100%, then we can actually make the adjustments that we need to make to put ourselves back in alignment and taking actions that are going to move us forward into our desired outcomes. So I hope that's helpful for you. We've all found ourselves in those places where we realize that maybe there's something in me that's holding me back from moving forward. And I can tell you, 9 times out of 10, it is you. And so it just requires looking deeper and figuring out what are those false benefits. And you can also ask yourself, what do I need help with and who can I ask? Because sometimes if you simply ask yourself, you know, what are the false benefits that I'm getting from not taking action? You figure those out, but maybe you don't know what to do. That's when you want to be able to reach out for help. And, you know, you may know of someone who can help you. And if not, I'm here for you. That's the work that I do, is help people move through some of those internal blocks so that they can truly realize and experience the outcomes that they've wanted for so long. So the information for that is below. You can go ahead and book a free consultation with me, and we can look specifically at your situation and get you moving forward. All right, thank you so much for joining me today on Life by Design, and I'll see you next week. Bye.